Alright, we are back, and we do have the next game being started up right now. We are just doing the chat bans, and I am just writing these down. And we will reveal them as soon as everyone is ready to go into the game. Wei, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. How about you? I'm silent.
Little bit, but yeah. Everyone ready?
We have the rosters, kind of the rosters of both Clueless A and B. They can't hide from us.
Oh, and looks like we're going in, and I shall put up the blockers. And let's remove the pregame, and let me get these chat bans shown on the screen. We do have Urgot, Nidalee, Zyra, and Kassadin being banned out for loading in. And a little bit about these bans. Urgot has a lot of damage in the bot lane. I do not see Urgot in the top lane, but is a great bot laner. Nidalee, from last game, we did see Zounds on that Nidalee, and man, that was impeccable. Those spears were hitting left and right, and the damage was absurd. Zyra, I mean, classic ban and pick. Amazing knock-up. We got that, what is it? We got our void seedlings and all those. And final ban being banned out is Kassadin. Kassadin has really great
Mobility and
there
damage.
You go, yes.
It's very great at taking down and picking off mages. Because of its passive, Void Stone, it blocks 10% magic damage and converts it into attack speed, which synergizes very well on his on-hit magic damage W.
Yeah, and now we got the bans going out for the draft bans, and we got Wukong being banned out. Wukong, great AoE ultimate, has that armor shred as well once building that black cleaver and that escape mechanism that we all just don't like. Jayce, great poke, often is known to blat 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 all over people, and just wow. It's like we're just wow. And then Kha'Zix from Purple Team being banned out. We did see the Kha'Zix. That was a lot. And Lulu's just Lulu. Mad's Portal cannot get Lulu. We just know that. Brand being banned out now from Blue Team. Brand has great
According to Matt's
AoE.
Portal, he says that he has a 100% win rate on Lulu in DD tournaments.
In DD tournaments? Seriously? Wow.
Yes. In all the games he has played, every time he plays Lulu, he's had a 100% win rate. Now, we don't know if he wants to whip that out against another competent team that rivals their skills, such as...
Clueless?
This is Clueless, yes?
Yes.
Alright.
There you go.
They both used to be Clueless. One was Clueless A, one was Clueless B, but... they obviously have no pride in their name.
Yeah, but without that being said, Leona being banned out now, and Leona is just a great tank overall, and Zambot putting in the link in the chat. We got that guide going out from Matt's Portal on his Lulu, 100% win rate. I actually would like to see his game on Lulu, like a game, and just like spectate and just watch his playstyle of Lulu, because I actually would like to see it if it's that amazing. Like
it is that amazing. But sadly, we won't get to see it today, and Annie gets first picked.
Yeah, Annie
they do
being
not
first
want
pick.
Purple Team getting Annie.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much from Purple Team. I know that Half-Hearted, Talif, Tao, and Wolfer, they're really exceptional players. I don't know if any of them play Annie a lot. Someone could correct me on that right now, but Annie is just a great pick overall. AoE stun with that Tibbers and just a whole lot of burst potential. On the purple side, we do have Maokai+Teemo being locked in. Teemo, a nuisance with that blind, as well as the Shrooms provide excellent vision everywhere, and they last for a while. And that vision in the minion, since there's no wards, there's only Sweeper and Gretz, that vision from Teemo Shrooms is a lot. And then Maokai, great tank overall, has great initiation. And that AoE ult that reduces damage coming from an AoE team. And it's a great pick against that Annie. Since she does a lot of AoE burst, is just gonna help a lot.
Now, a very big thing we have to know by Purple Team, they acquired Maokai and Teemo. That gives them total dominance over the jungle if left alone. Teemo shrooms, we all love those. Maokai saplings, they're gonna grant a lot of field control in the jungle.
Yep, and we do see the Jax and Mundo being locked in, and as you all know, Jax last game we were just talking about Jax, and Jax is just an amazing pick. Great in the top lane, great in the bot lane. Once he gets going, he does get going. And then Mundo, enough said. He goes where he pleases.
Now, Mundo is a very, very versatile tank. Not only does he do massive magic and AD damage thanks to his E, W, and Q, he's also very tanky, and now here's the biggest thing about him being a tank. He's one of the only tanks who has a consistent percent damage poke. It does 20% current damage. Almost rivals with Nidalee's if all of them hit. It also provides CC, and it becomes a very dominating factor.
Wow. Yeah, I did run Mundo into bot lane one time, and I went 0-30-0, and oh man, the enemy bot laner was mad because he died like 1v1 to me in like 2 seconds. We do see Tao locking in that Vayne. Vayne, a great ADC, actually would do well against Mundo and Jax since her W True Silver Bolts does pretty much, I am trying to remember what it is. It's something HP, deals bonus damage based around the current HP of the opponent, I'm guessing. Not sure, but...
Basically, Silver Bolts does flat, and percent true damage, meaning if you don't build HP, she's going to do flat true damage against you. If you do build HP, she'll do percent at the same time, meaning you will have to focus her down. For blue team to handle her, they'll need someone with strong engage such as Leona, who is banned, or maybe a Jarvan pickup.
Yeah,
here we have Thresh being hovered over. Now, if he can land the hook, that will be also great. However, I am sincerely not believing that Thresh is about to be locked in.
Would have been fun to see a Thresh, but that bounty was already claimed by Acoustic Ninja. And I gotta say, that was actually a pretty good game to watch.
Now, I'm not very sure why blue team opted for a Pantheon. Because right now, with purple team, they have a Vayne. Now, Vayne does massive amount of damage. Her weakness is that when she gets dived upon, she's very squishy and can get takedown if locked down correctly. However, purple team has a lot of peel, a lot of jungle control, meaning they won't be catched out as easily, and they have a Darius, making the melees that all of blue team has, the engage will just be very hard.
Yep, and Talon now being the final pick for blue team, and we do see that Trundle being hovered over. Let me quickly talk about Talon. Talon, back just a few minutes ago in the last game, was doing a great amount of damage, has that ult to escape, but he is currently not on par with Kha'Zix now that I've seen Talon versus Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is way ahead in the charts. And we do see that Trundle being locked in, so I'm guessing a Trundle bot lane against maybe a Pantheon from Sauron?
Now, having a Pantheon go bot lane would actually work very well. As we all know, Pantheon's ultimate is basically global on this map. 5,500 range. He can go wherever he pleases. From bot lane, he can go nearly to windmill. Except he wouldn't need to go windmill because most fights go around the jungle. He'll provide global presence throughout the whole game if he can survive the Trundle onslaught.
Yeah, but who would you think would go for bot on blue team? Because we do predict that it's going to be a Trundle bot lane from purple team, but who do you think will go bot for blue team?
Blue team, I absolutely believe it's either... Actually, no, not really, because Sauron, we know he goes bot a lot. However, he's sitting on Pantheon, who is much better at top lane, and Jax also scales very well bot lane, but as we saw last game, he also went top lane. So right now, they can alternate wherever they like. They have 3 minutes to decide who goes bot, but both of them both do AD damage. They'll have to face Trundle, who lowers AD by a flat amount from his Q. And they're both... Pantheon is an assassin-based AD, I don't think he'll be able to assassinate Trundle, being that he's very tanky, has damage mitigation, and he can build tanky without losing a lot of scaling.
Yeah, but if we had to say an oddball to go bottom, I'm gonna put my money on Mundo actually, because Mundo bot is actually pretty strong in a way. Like you just stack health against Trundle. You go, I'm guessing Spirit Visage, Sunfire Cape. What would be another good health item on Mundo for bottom?
To be honest,
Randuin's?
Randuin's would be fine if he's against AD. If he were not, he would actually pick up an Odin's Veil if it were an AP bot. Although we wouldn't need to stack that much HP or tankiness on Mundo, because once you get your core, you can actually build a Void Staff, and your Q and W will do massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, and this is the round of 3 right now, guys. This is not the finals. Some of you in chat are wondering, is this finals right now? But this looks like a finals match from these two teams, because we do have some high-level play that is about to happen in just a matter of a minute. We have Clueless versus Dango Ninjas. This is almost like a finals, like the pre-finals before the finals. Like, there's going to be a lot of action going on this game that I don't know if I can keep up. Wait, could you?
I could. Thanks to brackets, we're able to cut down a bunch of top-tier teams early on, and we get to see lots of action. So if you stay tuned, we'll have much more action later on. Instead of having all the top-tier teams crush the newbies will have a chance to fight each other.
Yeah, I would actually like to see maybe a new team. Like, maybe this tournament there might be that new team that just magically makes it into the
It's a
fourth
shame,
place spot.
but that was last week. Last week's Wonder, Everglade.
Yeah, Everglade. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, who is that's Afro Dynasty's in the team, I believe. Let me double check on that. Yeah, Afro Dynasty. Yeah, they placed, what was it, 3rd or 4th?
I believe it was 2nd.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You guys are good. Okay. I thought I got it wrong for a second, but yeah, Afro Dynasty team, Everglade Tree Lovers, they came in 2nd, and they're a new team. That's pretty amazing.
Their underdog status.
They're underdogs, but they have the potential to be that top team, and they're gonna, and hopefully, they will change up the balance of the top 4 teams that we currently see.
And what are the top 4 teams that you currently see?
Well, we do know that it's Dango Ninjas. There's what else? Clueless. 3v. Well, Dango Ninjas is 3v3 if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Okay. I forgot the other 2 now. I feel so bad.
However, they used to be certain people in the roster of Dango used to be Clueless B or A, I'm not sure, but they fused with threes because Zounds, I used to meet him in the threes ladder whenever I tried to aim for challenger, but he would always shut my team down.
Really? He's just like he's the gatekeeper of threes.
I would rarely actually see him. I see Z-Wag more or Sam because sometimes.
I ran into Sam a lot in Dominion now. I don't know if he still.
I've never met him in Dominion. In fact, I can't believe he lied to me that he didn't play Dominion. I was friends with Sam for a bit, and he was trying to teach me to play threes. But when I finally asked him, "Do you play Dominion?" he said no. And then I see him in the next tournament. I'm like, why? Why would you lie? Are you ashamed of playing with your Dominion brothers?
He probably wasn't ready for it. He probably wasn't ready to open up about it. But yeah, we do see that the game has started, and we will quickly introduce ourselves for all those new viewers joining in. I am IAmSilent. Casting with me is Wei. And Wei, why don't you introduce the purple team for us?
Here we have Emperor High People on Talon. We have Matt Support on Annie, Zounds on Mundo, Sauron on Pantheon, and Carnival on Jax.
Well, that was blue team. For purple team, we have Half-Hearted on Darius, Talif PA on Teemo, Tao on Vayne. Maokai's name is really tough. Alcurum. Oh, there, I got it. Yes. Alcurum on Maokai and Wolfer on Trundle at the bot lane.
See, I set you up for that. You wanted me to read that Maokai name.
I know. I was just like, and then it hit me when I saw the "you're in it" isn't his name. And now teams are now running off. It's the race for the top. Who do you think is gonna make it up there first?
As we all know, Teemo's move quick passive makes him obviously move quick. He should be the first to touch the cap. However, with Mundo's cleavers, let's see if he will be able to acquire it.
Yep.
And that is a no.
Now we do see the classic windmill fight, and it's just going to be constant poking until one team decides to go all in and just find out if it... Oh, stun lands onto Matt's portal. Jax does get pulled. Half-Hearted is taken down to below half, and Emperor High Peoples jumps in. Mundo Cleaver does pick up the kill. Zounds does get... Tao focusing onto Carnival. Carnival barely survives. Sapling does not connect with all that damage. Tao PA trying to do his best with the Teemo damage. Tries his best, but doesn't have enough, and the double kill goes onto Matt's portal. Still, the fight continues on Tao PA.
Round 2.
Picks it down. Half-Hearted now walking in, hooks in Matt's portal. We have Tao walking in, tumbles into the wall. Stun lands onto Zounds, but this is going to be a really close fight. But Half-Hearted gets taken down again. Stun lands onto Tao. Tao is now being forced to run. Akram must do something, save his partner in crime. Shutdown goes onto Mundo, gets the gold onto Maokai. Double kill onto him, and we do see the revives coming out now for Dango Ninjas, and there's a whole lot of fighting going on. And man, if we take a look at the bot lane, it's just wow. Bot lane looks like a really relaxing area, but the neutral onto his tower. Wolfer is now in a really dire situation. Half-Hearted has come down there to help, and we do have a 3.5 cat going on right now. But Sauron now being focused, this could look trouble for him, as he does get hooked back in. Does take some more damage, but does go down in the end. Does not need to pop that revive because he feels very safe, and his team is reacting. Actually, he does. Is he looking to make some play from thinking?
Now, Sauron provided lots of pressure from bot lane.
He's jumping.
He pushed 2 people onto bot lane, and they don't even get the cap yet.
Yeah, he just ults onto Wolfer as he's capping, and Wolfer does pop that ult onto him, giving him some bonus. Let's see, what does it give? It gives him 40% armor, magic resistance, heal half, and turns, and all that. And they do pick up the kill onto Darius, and now we're looking at a 4 cap coming in from Dango Ninjas.
Now, as we see, Taiyun took the Summoner Cleanse, and right now, in the earlier fights, I saw her get stunned plenty of times, but she didn't bother to pop it. Maybe she's saving it for another team fight they're planning.
Well, Cleanse does have a very short cooldown, but we never know. Maybe Tal forgot to pop it. But here comes Talon. Talon gets a nice rake across them. Oh, great stun! And that constant CC interruption and just completely shreds Talif PA and Tao down completely. And the KDA was shown, and oh, that's gold. There we go.
Purple team's Nexus is at 75% health.
Now here we have Jax already starting with 4 kills. Once he gets the time to be, he'll be able to buy. And that'll make him a very scary fellow.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get his Phage and start working towards his Sheen for that Triforce, and he does get the back, picks up the Phage, and is now immediately beginning that Triforce. Meanwhile, on Talon, we do see that triple longsword, so we're gonna see maybe a Tiamat and potentially a Brutalizer coming in. Now we do see...
Time is forced to react to bot lane. There are 3 people now moving up.
Yep. So now we're back to the standard 2. Sorry.
Jax is running in for some pressure. Here we have another team fight going on around mid.
Oh, great condemn.
Stop. Come on. Vayne gets caught out when the whole team down was based around protect Vayne.
Oh, wow. That pull. But here comes Sauron coming in with the ult. Does pick down Maokai, and Half-Hearted on that Darius, not being able to use his ult to get the kill. And Darius ult, since the change before, if you don't remember, I don't know if anyone played Darius when he first came out, but his ult was instant cast. But now, his ult is like, you kill someone, it's a reset, but you have like 12 seconds, and you can't miss that reset. It's like crucial in his damage.
Now, here we have Matsu Portal. He's actually maxing his W, then his E. His E is his flame shield, giving him magic and armor resist. And whenever somebody hits him, it does a certain amount of damage that scales off AP. Maxing that would is almost equivalent to maxing W on Leona, which grants you a really big shield.
Blue team has captured the lead.
And we do see that now Dango Ninja's just with that 5 cap against Clueless, and well, 4.5 cap now, unless Wolfer gets stopped and they get recapped again. But Wolfer doing his best to survive in a few seconds, but does go down. Half-Hearted trying his best to do enough damage. Revive being popped from Trundle. Trundle is going to do at least the best that he can, but as we all know, Mundo does a lot of damage. Tao picks up the kill onto Jax, and Emperor High Peoples is looking to actually go maybe for the kill, the execute. I don't know. Yeah, he does take down Tao in the end. Sauron just gets the execute from that Pantheon's passive and spear, and the Talon they're just wrecking face right now. Like, wow.
Now, here we have Maokai picking up the Aegis. Now, here's the biggest thing with picking up the Aegis. Your whole team gets tanky, but you yourself are not as tanky as you could have been with the money you spent. And
yeah,
because Aegis grants more magic resist than armor, you're very susceptible to the powerhouse Sauron is right now.
Yeah, Sauron just has that brutalizer already, so he's shredding through most of their armor, which none of them have. And if we just take a look, that stun onto Akurum and Tao, just kiting. Vayne trying her best, but does get taken down in the end. Talon, on the other hand, is now doing the focus. Oh, the dunk does not connect. And we do see,
and we already see a huge point difference, 300 point difference between blue team and purple team. Getting caught out like that,
it's never good to get caught out. It's never good. But wow, we're just this is just pure dominance coming in for Dango Ninjas. Clueless is trying to put up a fight. It's just they're not getting it right now. Like, their fighting is not on par with Dango Ninjas.
Now,
like,
the reason why they don't have such power is because they have a Teemo. Now, Teemo provides lots of jungle control. You need time. You need to establish dominance from the early game to place your mushrooms everywhere and fight in the jungle. But right now, all the fights are happening so quickly, and they're losing too much of them that he has to use his mushrooms for the actual fights instead of setting up a minefield.
Yeah, we do see that on the map. He's only got, what, 1, 2, 3 mushrooms being placed down, and Zound's up in the top, well, 4 now, but Zound's in the top lane just being a nuisance, stopping both Teemo and Trundle from getting that cap. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, seems like there's going to be some more action as we do see Talon and Annie both roaming up to the top lane. This could be bad for...
And he has his ultimate.
Oh, he steps on the shroom. Stun, and just gets melted completely. Another shroom. Talifie trying his best, gets exhausted. Zounds, on the other hand, is just doing a lot of that percentage damage over time. Is just amazing. Gets a dunk though from Half-Hearted, but now he has to keep it up.
Such BM killing Tibbers for that 50 gold that Annie has saved up.
Yeah, just looking, and the points have shifted now, 89 to 431. If Clueless could actually potentially hold top, I spoke too soon.
Now, it took them 400 points to finally establish a time to actually control 3 points, and now they lost it. It took them 400 points to finally achieve a small advantage over blue side, and they lose it within a second.
Well, compared to what Dango Ninjas have been doing, it's just that Clueless, they're running with their heads cut off in a way. Like, they're just
Their
not
two champion
connecting.
selections, Teemo and Maokai, they should be the one setting up plans, setting up traps, but right now they're wandering aimlessly using their vision control as actual team fight damage tools because they don't have enough time to set up. They don't have enough dominance and control over the map. And right now, sitting on 60 points, they don't have enough time to do all that.
Oh, down in the bot lane, both ults being popped, but Wolfer does get taken down in the end by that execute damage. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Carnival does land that perfect stun onto Tao, being under towered. Not a smart position, because Carnival and that tower shot just takes him down, and Carnival is now running for his life. Hopefully, does not get dunked. Never mind, does get dunked in the end.
Now, I really have to question Vayne's build right here. She has Phage and Zeal. Obviously, she's working up for a Triforce, but as the game goes on, we all see she's not getting that anytime soon. But Triforce on Vayne is actually not as efficient as you think, even though she can reset her Q many times, and she can kite better with the Phage proc, and Zeal giving her the crit chance. She scales much better on pure AP or pure AD. Choose one. Don't go
AP Vayne. New meta. You guys heard it here first. AP Vayne's gonna be the new thing of Dominion.
Yes, same with 5 Oracle Extract.
I would start the 5 Oracles. That'd be fun to do, just for a fun game. But we do see that Zounds is now just chasing away 20 seconds on Purple Team's timer before their Nexus explodes in the end. And we do see that the dive going up in the top lane, the ult positioning was not perfect, but we do see that they do take down Jax, but in the end, is it going to be worth it? Wolfer does get down in the end by Emperor High People's. Tal, on the other hand, just getting run over by Zounds on Mundo, and Matt's portal, could he go down? One more hit? He does go down in the end. But that's game, and we're looking at potentially a Dango Ninjas in the final.
Dango Ninjas flexing their muscle in front of the Nexus. It will be a huge terror to stop in the further matches.
The only way I could see Dango Ninjas being stopped is someone DDoSes them. That's how I could see it.
On it.
No, don't do it. You're not going to, actually. Alright, but yeah, we do see that it was really dominating for Blue Team. They had a lot of pressure applied to the bot lane. Sauron was able to get some ganks and kill Wolfer before Wolfer was able to build his crucial items. As well as that earlier fight that Trundle lost the cap. That pretty much the top lane fight and the bot lane fight a little bit costed them the game in a way, but you gotta hand it to Clueless for putting up a tough fight against Dango Ninjas, but it wasn't enough to stop the Overlords in their track. We do take a look at the damage dealt to champions, and Talon being on top with 18,000 damage. Meanwhile, coming in for purple side, we have Teemo with 16,000 damage. The least amount of damage done was actually from Vayne, and yeah, it does take a while for Vayne to get her items going, but going Triforce early on was not a good idea. I would think maybe a Blade of the Ruined King. I'm not so sure. I don't play Vayne that much.
The money actually spent on the two were remotely 3,000 gold. She wouldn't have gotten a Blade of the Ruined King either, but she could have maybe gone a Sanguine Blade, or instead of a Phage, she could have built up to a Blade of the Ruined King, and that would have been more cost efficient than the Triforce pieces separate.
Yeah.
It's until you finally get the Triforce, the money racks up.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the Graveyard Hero, and that is Tao with 166 seconds on Vayne being dead. Seems like
Really doesn't do you good when you run a comp revolving around Vayne and you don't protect her.
Yeah. And man, Mad Supporter with that 1 second death timer. That was pretty awesome. Now we're gonna wait a bit for the next game, so we're just gonna crank up some music, enjoy the tunes, and we'll be back after a couple of commercial breaks, so we'll see you guys then, alright?